were talking about things that you've been going through and so on, and this CD, No More Drama, I want you to talk about it because, and also the single, not only the CD, but I read that when Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis came at you with the song, you were like, have you been spying on me?
Yeah.
Because, you know.
It was deep when they came to me with No More Drama because I was dealing with it. I was in a time where I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I kept getting the same lesson over and over again. And it seemed like I was in this box that I couldn't get out of. And they came to me with those words, and those words was describe my life at the moment. And I did that song like 2 years ago. No More Drama is a song that was done for the Mary album, but didn't make it. Thank God it was for this album right here.
I tell you,
know?
He works in many different ways.
Yeah, that's all.
It needed to be heard. We needed to hear it. You needed to share it.
Right.
And was a part of it because you changed your whole, you don't eat a low-carb diet, and your physical, appearances changed somewhat. I mean, you were fine always, sister, but you have changed, your physical appearance changed somewhat. Was this all part of the metamorphosis after you discovered I'm sick and tired of being tired? Is that when you decided to change everything, or had you been, kind of doing it all along?
I mean, it's a process. It's not just you jump up because nothing is easy to the flesh. This thing called the flesh is a mess. You know what I'm saying? We can't control it. This is why we got to go to God and let God rule us from the inside. Because eating, I love bread. Carbs is the hardest thing to stay away from. But I had to do it for myself. I wanted to do it for myself. I was single during, the time of, when I was working out and on tour and all of that. And I just really wanted to do it for myself. I was tired of being mediocre. I was tired of being in the middle. I wanted to be all the way. I look at Janet Jackson, I say, gosh, how? You know what I'm saying? Just looking at her shell is like, how? How can I, And I finally one day accomplished that.
Yeah.
And you just got to really want it. It's about your choices. What do you want? You can't be angry at someone else because they chose to be beautiful and they chose to work out. You got to want it for yourself.
But you also, you have to identify what you want. Because we know that it's not working, but a lot of times people can't identify why it's not working and what to do to make it work. So when you could get to that, a crossover to that point in your life where you can figure out what to do and what's going wrong, then that's when a lot of things start to truly change.
And I'm sorry, and when you can figure out that we have been lied to for so long, we have been lied to, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched The Matrix. And I know people like, oh, she's, I'm not spaced out. The message in the Matrix was to lay down that lower life, which is the lie that the world told us, so we can live the high life. And the lie is that you are not, and you can't, and this is to the minority. You will never make it. You'll never finish high school. And that's been being plugged in our generations and generations and generations. And this is why we end up a star and don't know how to save our money. And don't know how to speak in an interview.
Okay?
Because it happened to me. It happened to me.
We in church with Sister Mary tonight.
Took a break from a 10-year break at some point.
Well, it really wasn't a 10-year, but you've been around. What's the 411 came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You've been around, and it's very hard to do that.
Right.
But she didn't take a break then. It wasn't a break. You were still making
No, I did My Life, the My Life album after that.
Right.
And the My Life album, it seemed like, I did take a break because I was out to lunch. I was on self-murder mode, doing everything and anything under the sun. And, until you really get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to repeat it. Until you get your chisel and your hammer and go through that mountain, you're going to go around it again and again again.
What made you say,
talking to me,
what happened to you that made you say, you know what, no more, no more?
The day when I got a visit from Satan himself, but he uses people. He comes through people. And the spirit, it stood up in me and said, I hate you and I want you dead. I'm your, child. It was terrible. I mean, it let me know that if you don't want to be here, I'm glad to get you out of here. And then me learning what I know now from watching pastors like, Pastor Price, I watch him. He's straightforward and he doesn't play games, and you get a lot of knowledge from him. And I learned that whatever you want and whatever you say, you will have. People in the world need to understand that everything you say out of your mouth becomes an existing thing, and they wonder why all the World Trade Center stuff happened because of the hate that goes on in the United States.
You better no, because you credit the Bible. You say you read the Bible every day.
Yes, I do.
And that's where you get your strength from.
Yes, from Proverbs and from 2 Peter. I mean, I read it as much as, it's like school to me now. My spirit needed this when I was a child. And this is what's making me strong and being able to stand up when another audience, you know, that I've entered is like, oh, we love you, and thank them and move on, you know, and not get caught up in the, you know, I've seen so many people get caught up. I will not get caught up because God has blessed me. He opened the door for Family Affair to be #1 in the country right now. I've never had a record in my history of being an artist, a single, that's #1, you know?
So that's because you know you are now at a point in your life where you're demanding respect, and like you said, because you have given yourself the permission to be powerful, to be beautiful, to be wonderful, and it demands respect. But I have a question for you. You know, when you get to this point, the truth is a hard thing to face. You know that it's there. You can say it, but it still hurts. How and like you said, it is a process. How were you able to deal with that truth when it just slapped you in the face?
Let me tell you how. When Aaliyah died in that plane crash, that was a reality check for every Christian that believes in this. It's either life or death. When I was on drugs and I was dying, it was life or death. When I had to go on tour and I was smoking cigarettes, it was life or death. I had to choose the tour because I was going to starve if I didn't, you know, go on tour, you know. And that's how I make my money, you know, even though I enjoy singing to people and expressing myself. The bottom line is it's about what you want. Do you want to die or do you want to live? And right now in the world that we're living in, is life in the word. I'm not a holy roller, don't get me wrong, but I know as learning that I'm a spirit, only God can save me from a building crumbling on only God. And everybody, you know, there's some people that are going to pull me and make fun of me. Yeah, I wear whatever I want to wear, but guess what? There is a limit. That's not going to get me into heaven or hell. You smoking cigarettes or drinking wine is not going to get you into heaven or hell. What's going to get you into heaven or hell is if you're sure about if you want to go or not. That's where I'm at right now.
What's your favorite Bible verse?
My favorite Bible verse.
You're going to have everybody at home reading it, you know that.
Right.
I mean, it would have to be 23 because the Lord is my shepherd. Psalms 23.
Psalms 23.
It will have to be 37. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, because we always think that it's us when this is us being our own worst enemy. You know what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You've gotten into it. So don't think it's you. It's not you being evil. Don't fret over people that win and they don't deserve it. God bless people that you think don't deserve it because we are all his children. He loves us all.
Right.
2 Peter, I can't quote it all, but that's my favorite one. 2 Peter verse 1 through 10. And Fred Price gave me that. I've been watching, and the reason why I've been watching, not to be able to come up here and impress people. This is God using me as a vessel, and I want to be used.
No, that's very
because
clear.
I don't.
That's very clear.
Do you ever, well, maybe not at this point, but you've been so public, and especially lately, when we come back you can answer this, you've been so public with your abuse and things that you've gone through, and I've always thought you were a very quiet person, and now you're coming out and you're being vocal. I just want to know, do you regret that, or do people take advantage of that? And we'll be right back.
You can't turn on the radio in New York without hearing, I'm not going to say any names, but without hearing the radio station on blast about Mary J. Blige being this terrible person and going on rumors. And these are people that used to be around me that go, I mean, it's real negative. I don't have one friend but God.
Very insightful, sister. The hip-hop of soul, Miss Mary J. Blige. Yes, sir. Give it up. Now, Kim left off with a question. We wanted to know, do you regret being so vocal? Because she thought, as you said, that she was quiet. That was the impression you got, and you've just come so strong with your message.
Or shy. She was always very shy. I'd see her in public or something. You were just very shy, and even your videos, you know, you just seem kind of a little shy. And now that you're talking about the things you've gone through, I'm just wondering if people, because people do, use it against you, or do you regret anything coming out and talking about it?
No, I do not regret any of it because it had to be told to save somebody else's life.
There you go.
And I'm cool with it. And, you know, what people, like I said earlier, people's opinions are just that. It's going to always be somebody trying to put me on blast. Now, I went to the school in Tennessee in Nashville, and I had one of the kids ask me, why is it that every time, okay, when you were in the world and plugged in, everybody praised you and thought you were the greatest thing, you know, in the world. But now that you're trying to do something positive, they are downing you and tearing you to pieces. I mean, you can't turn on the radio in New York without hearing, I'm not going to say any names, but without hearing the radio station on blast about Mary J. Blige being this terrible person and going on rumors. And these are people that used to be around me that go, I mean, it's real negative. I don't have one friend but God, and my new friend. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I have people, don't get me wrong, I love my people. I love them all, and I will still embrace them. But I can't not be a part of everything that I used to be a part of because I'm trying to stay away from it. You know, I'm trying to
cut things loose.
Right, I stopped drinking wine. I used to drink like I was an alcoholic, but I had to stop drinking wine because it was a spirit that was tampering with my spirit, and I was like, you know, in arguments with people all the time, and arguments with myself, and it made me feel really bad about how about myself.
Right.
So the bottom line is, I just, you know, it's not, like I said, it's not going to get me into heaven or hell, but I just don't want it no more. The same way I don't want no man pounding on me no more. Right. You know what I mean? and I saw you, friend, what's love got to do with it? Girl. That you affected me, you affected a lot of women when you said, if you stay, you're a dead woman.
You're a dead woman.
You know, that meant a lot, but it's just, it's about what you want. If you want someone to keep beating on you, you know, you might as well be dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, like you said, that, I'm sorry.
You know what, talking about that abuse stuff, what kind of advice would you give to some people out there now that are in an abusive relationship? What do you do to get out? Like, you know, what would you say?
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's easier said than done. If a man is just beating on you, I mean, there might be something wrong with you.
Right.
Because there was something wrong with me for a very long time. I don't blame every past relationship I've had. I don't just blame that party. I blame me too.
You're taking some of the
Yeah, I dropped my pride right now. Say that I was probably selfish and a lot of other things, you know. But it doesn't give a person a right to hit you. But you don't want to keep provoking it. Right. And if you love somebody that's a flesh being just like you and your flesh, you both are struggling in the world, go to the Word, because it'll show you how to love each other and have patience with each other. And that's what's always wrong. What's always wrong is that we're always doing this. We never do this. And that's what we gotta do. And I'm still doing this.
Right.
I'm just saying, the bottom line is, I'm learning to do this. Like, it's me. It's nothing wrong with saying it's me. Gosh, I messed up. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. No, I'm not stupid. I'm not. Don't never say you're stupid. Nobody's stupid. But I made a mistake, or I'm wrong, or I'm selfish. Just go clean yourself up not in public, in private, and drop your pride and go back to your friend or your mate and say, look, I'm sorry. How can we work this out? Because I do not blame.
And I'm not perfect.
I'm not right. I'm not getting right.
You know,
He's also got to be at that same point you're at. He also has to say, well, there's something wrong with me.
Right, but you got to get to a place with yourself in order to draw somebody to you that understands.
Okay. Are you in love now?
Yeah, I am.
Wonderful.
I am, and we both are working. You know, both of us are working on, you know, each other. Sometimes, you know, God sends you somebody that's a mirror. Because y'all, just so y'all both can work on each, you know what I'm saying? You probably got somebody that's, if you have somebody that's you.
I got my soulmate, I know.
Right, and he's you. He's got to be you. You know, he's got to be, you know, you, for real.
I don't want nobody like me.
This is a good, this is a new feeling for you.
No, we don't want.
But this is why you got to get to the point where it's like, do you want, I don't want a man that's a past Mary. Like the past Mary, I don't want, you know, you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't want that, but I want the man that's God, you know, God-fearing, that loves God and not worshiping money and not, you know, worshiping everything of the world. He's trying to do right. He's just trying. Everybody's trying. That's the kind of man that I desire, and not a man that, you know, the bottom line is we all are going to have some kind of problem. But the power of confession out of your mouth causes a lot of things to happen. We always say he's going to cheat on us, or he is going to cheat on you. The minute you speak it is going to happen. And that was my favorite thing. He's going to cheat on me. He's cheating on me. And yes, he was. Because I spoke it.
You put it in the universe.
Right, and then you can't let a man you can't let a man see you insecure. If he sees an insecure woman, he got you.
And I wanted to go back. I wanted to connect the love thing before we get off that subject. Now that you are in love and you are approaching it with a different meaning, I'm sure you're experiencing new feelings. And I read something where it's a new thing, things that you've never experienced before are happening in your relationship, without telling your business, though.
I mean, I'm experiencing love on a level that I have never seen it before from another human being. I mean, I'm being babied like I'm a baby. You understand? And I ain't just talking about somebody splashing a bunch of jewelry on me. I mean, that's irrelevant. I don't need that. I can do that. But I need love. I need a hug. I need a kiss. And I need some knowledge. I need for you to sit in this room with me and read this word with me help me to get somewhere in my life. Encourage me, you know?
That's what I need too. Okay, we'll be right back because I'm going to start looking for a man like that.
Don't look.
Anybody
Don't
else?
look.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Don't look. Okay.
I'm not looking.
You know why you trip? You might trip over him.
Oh,
Don't look.
right.
Don't
Just
look.
be,
He's
just
there.
be.
He's there. If he's
Okay.
yours, everybody has a spirit that fits right in with them.
Okay.
He is out there. Just wait on him.
I'm just going to stay right here so my man can come to me. We'll be right back, y'all. More with Mary J. Blige.
There might be a reason why your dream man hasn't come yet, because he's somewhere from afar looking at you be a tramp and an alcoholic.
Keep it real.
But he loves you.
She out here talking real. Real, she's throwing it down. We're back with Mary J. Blige. Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all don't understand. She's an artist and everything else, but I swear I'm about to lay down on the couch. I'm going to be two-way and married. So, Mary, I'm at the club. What was it, Psalms? What? Help. So when you're trying to change, just say you're trying to change something, and for women at home and for myself, how do you stay on that path? You look in the mirror, you're like, I'm going to change. I'm not going to take this abuse, or I'm not going to keep drinking, or I'm going to quit eating these Twinkies.
Because sometimes you get weak. You get
Yeah,
weak.
but how do you?
Well, you gotta say this to yourself. Is this stuff helping me or is it hurting me? A lot of food hurts because you don't like being fat. A lot of alcohol hurts because you got to deal with the hangover the next day and all the other stuff and the places you might end up.
Right.
You know, you got to deal with that. So that hurts, you know, and there might be a reason why your dream man hasn't come yet, because he's somewhere from afar looking at you be a tramp and an alcoholic.
Keep it real.
But he loves you. But he loves you.
Is it a need or a want?
It's the need.
Yes, and I'm just saying you have to determine, are these things needs or wants?
Right.
Oh, what?
You know,
the
whatever. It's just anything. You know, you were talking about the not doing anything that's not good for you. You know,
That's a need.
Is it a need or what? Do you absolutely need it, or you just want it?
I need to not drink.
Yeah.
I need to not be with 50 men, because I mean, how many times are you gonna keep going around that mountain until you get that chisel? It's gonna be hard. I mean, I went through withdrawals of wine, like snapping on people and arguing and going crazy on them because I wanted some wine. But when I realized that I was hurting the ones that I love with the alcohol, I had to stop, you know, because I was hurting, and everything that was good that God sent around me, I was pushing it away, you know, because I didn't love myself. I'm still not loving myself because I'm still doing the things that make my life bad. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Everything that's not healthy for me is making me cry. I'm crying every night. If I get drunk, I'm crying. If I get a hangover, I'm crying. If I mess around and sleep with someone for one night, what does it mean?
Oh, I don't mean nothing, Mary.
It doesn't mean.
You know what, too? Oh, you know that well. You know what, too, that I realize personally is that we say, why don't I have this? Why don't I have a loving relationship? Why don't I, you know, all the why don'ts. But a lot of times you don't realize that what you're asking for is not necessarily what you should be asking for. You know what I mean? Like, if I really wanted a man to love me, if I turn to the right, he's probably right there. But I ain't turning to the right.
Well, if you really, really want the man of your dreams to come up, you need to be asking, Lord, please change me so that my soulmate that's out there for me can recognize me. Get me together. It's going to be a hard job. It's a work. I'm a work in progress. But you got to make the choice to say, I want to change, and just stick to it. And whoever that man is, he's going to see it like God. If God sent your soulmate to you, he's going to see your change, and he's going to come to you.
But what if you sent it like long time ago and you messed up?
He's still out there. You call him out. You still got to get you together. I'm still working on me, but guess what? I put down the alcohol, which was making him sick. I've stopped hanging out all night, which was making him sick. I started putting God first, which makes him happy, you know, and I stopped abusing myself, you know. That's it.
I got a question that has nothing to do with love. In your metamorphosis, you know, sometimes people aren't comfortable when we change because they like to pigeonhole us, and they feel like they have power over us as long as they know us. And in your metamorphosis, around the people around you, the managers, the agents, all the people in your record company, the family members, the friends, how did they all adapt to this?
They they're just going to have to adapt because this is what I want. You know, like I said, after Aaliyah died, my question is, who was there, like, responsible for her? Like, who was there to care enough to say it is too much luggage for a crop duster? Like, so they just have to adapt because right now I don't feel like flying. Adapt. You know what I'm saying? Right now I feel like praying. Adapt. Right now I don't feel like denying that God is good to me in front of the world. Adapt.
Okay.
You know, I'm not kidding. I'm not playing with these people.
You know what?
Because
not to change the subject completely, but you know, you're going through a lot, and your album is a wonderful album, but you also have some slamming dance tracks, Family Affair, and other things. And I want you to talk about that a little bit because you do know how to get down and you do know how to have fun. And that's also an important part of becoming a better person and getting that balance.
I mean, for this album right here, it was like, okay, we're all going to cry, we're all going to be sad, and we're all going to be depressing because people are going to be people, even while they're changing and going through a transition. But my thing was, you know, for a lot of the women was to bring them up on this one. Yeah, I mean, we gonna cry. I'm gonna cry with you. I'm gonna damn near die with you, but I can't die with you. I'm trying to get y'all up with me. You know, go out and enjoy yourself with your friends. You know, you don't have to drive home drunk. You know, the fantasy for every probably like black person or my, you know, that live, you know, in the ghetto, we want to get out of that party without getting stabbed or robbed or killed. And that's what Family Affair is about. Because at every black situation, every ghetto situation, somebody got killed, somebody got shot, stabbed, all the time. So that's what Family Affair is about. Enjoy. You know, if you got some hateration, just get out of here. Holler at me. Love me right now because we having a good time. And when you're in a club, that's what it's about. If you're drinking, that's your preference. If you loving, you know, you're supposed to love and enjoy. You ain't supposed to be in the club like, what did you come for? What did you come for?
What about PMS?
You know what PMS is about.
Was it made for the sisters or the brothers?
It was made for everybody. It was made, first of all, for the sisters to know, because a lot of people look at you and they like, you know, they don't believe that you're a human being. But I go through a PMS thing that's terrible. Like, I'm PMSing right now.
Good,
yeah, I'm good now because I'm on Red Raspberry. It's this stuff called Red Raspberry that helps you.
It's an herbal, she knows.
Yeah, it's by Nature's Sunshine or something like that.
But you can get it at the drugstore.
Well, PMS is for all the women just to know that I feel you on this. I'm there. I'm crying when you are crying. I'm hurting when you're hurting. I'm cursing someone out when you're cursing someone out. And it's for the brothers to know that this is what we deal with. Help us out. Don't get on our nerves. If you could do that, just do everything less than, you know, be yourself. I'm not going to deprive you, but help me out right now. There's certain things that I can't really deal with.
So
out of, you know, just a little, just out of respect, you know, a little.
Y'all know what PMS
Give and take.
So, everybody know what PMS is.
And if we're PMS, understand, back off. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Look at my face.
Rub your feet.
That's
you don't have to back off, hug me, kiss me.
I didn't see, that's what I see, Mary is working on me. See where I went wrong? Y'all, we're going to be right back with more Mary explaining to me, helping me out. She got it together.
I am dying up in here. I want to tell you something. You are beautiful.
With Mary J. Blige, and before we wrap up this show, we've got to talk to her about the things she has coming up. You got so much coming up. You have a tour in February, and you have a new girls group out that you want to tell us about too.
Well, we're doing a contest to try to find these girls. But wait a minute. It's going to happen. I can't talk about it right now because I don't have everything, and I don't want to, you know, be gaming nobody. So we gonna. It's coming.
Let me see how she looks. You ain't gonna make it.
Talk about your tour in February. What cities you gonna hit?
Negative, man.
Everywhere. We're gonna hit everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna hit, you know, everywhere. LA, you know, the whole United States of America. We're gonna hit first.
And I know everybody's seen you on tour because I have a few times off the hook.
Thank you so much.
Live show. I'm telling you. I know y'all know 'cause you've probably seen it.
I just want to say one thing to just everybody out there. If you're always saying, I can't, I won't, it's not going to happen, you have already failed. That's all I want to tell you. The power of confession is ridiculously real. And it's all about what you want. say, yes, I can, yes, I will, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to whatever. Just claim some good stuff.
But you claim to be acting now. You've done some acting.
Right. Yeah.
What you go, girl? What
And
you
claiming life. Life is important, you know. You say, I'm going to die, even if you're kidding. Stop playing like that.
Girl, don't say, because you know a lot of stuff come out my mouth. Lord,
But you got to be careful.
You're putting it out there.
No, don't tell me what I'm saying.
So now you're putting it out there, Kim. And
I've been joking. The Lord know I'm just joking.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? She's
Talk to me, man.
gonna be hooked probably for a minute because see, let me just put it out there.
Go and say it.
God can use her because she's
Loud. Go and say it
but
loud.
they didn't know that. That's why she hooked on that. And the club, you know what I'm saying?
I can take it.
And when you get ready, it'll happen for you because it's gonna be a transition.
Right.
You're gonna smell wine and be like, God, that wine smells good. And you know you're gonna want some.
But you know,
But you gotta think about what's more important, the wine or you being better or you feeling
Right, because I
better.
will do a table dance after I drink some wine.
and you know what? No, but let me say this about Kim. Kim is very funny and out there, but beautiful heart.
Oh, yeah.
I see her.
Her big as
I see her. And I love her.
And so she's not far. And as soon as she already spreads the love and the message very
I gotta
well.
go to a Lakers game. Y'all messing up my makeup.
You know
And
what?
you bringing people joy with your jokes. You
does.
make people laugh till they cry.
Her, you know what it is? It's a defense mechanism. Sometimes she doesn't want people to really see that heart. I mean, we see it because we work with her.
Clearly.
You know, but it's that defense mechanism. That's what that is.
Who married a game me, y'all? Baby, y'all, we gonna be married moment. Can I be in your next video? I would have never
No
thought
shade,
this.
no shade.
I would have never thought this interview would have gone this way.
Oh,
I thought, you know, it was
I
gonna be
knew
like
it.
the girl to CD, you know.
No,
And I read every article, the Essence
Yeah,
magazine article,
that was a
everything.
beautiful article.
Very inspiring, very educational, and
Thank you.
you're a great role model. And
Thank you. I'm working on my education too right now. I'm just trying to get the right tutor in line, and I'm going to get that GED.
I hear you, girl.
We want to thank our very special guest, the fabulous, the insightful Mary J. Blige. Go ahead, clap. Thank you. Be sure to check us out next time on Old Drama. Holla, get it, crunkin', funkin', crunkin', da-da-da-da, crunkin'.
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Mary, we go through this all the
Very
time.
helpful.
It's all good.